How's it going, guys? Fat Jack back. I'm here to do my first actual video on my channel that's sports related. I hope everybody got a chance to stop, check out my intro video, get to know me a little bit, kind of figure out what we're going to be doing here. But let's just skip all that and hop right to it, shall we? So this first video, I'm going to be discussing Cavs Warriors Season 4, Episode 1. If you watched my intro video, you know I'm a Warriors fan. So, yes, I'm happy to see my Warriors back in the finals again. But, man, am I getting tired of seeing this over and over and over again. Honestly, I would have been happier seeing something different. I would have been happier with a Rockets-Celtics final. I'm not even going to lie to you. And that's tough coming from me, being a Warriors fan. But, I mean, we're there, so let's make the best of it. And let's go through this video and let's kind of talk about it. So, Game 1, definitely interesting. Didn't go exactly how I expected it to. So, Cavs 114, Warriors 124 in overtime, Game 1. That's crazy to me when you think about how stacked the Warriors are compared to the Cavs. Now, the Cavs do have LeBron James, who could quite possibly be one of the greatest players of all time. That's up for discussion. That's up for argument. Everybody's got their own opinion on that. I don't want to dive too deep into that, but my opinion on it is, yes, LeBron James is the greatest of this generation. Now, I do believe that there are some players that were equally as great, if not better, in previous generations, but to compare those players is tough for me because the game has changed so much over the years. But I do agree that currently, right now, LeBron James is the greatest player in the world, if not the greatest player of all time. Now, let's dive into these stats a little bit. So, we already got the final score. Warriors won 124-114 in overtime. Let's be honest. That game wouldn't even have been a competition if LeBron James wasn't on the court. I mean, listen to these stats. So for the Cavs, obviously their top player was LeBron James. 51 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. That's crazy for a finals game, especially against a team with such good defense like the Golden State Warriors. A lot of people think the Warriors are just a shoot-first team, and their defense is extremely underrated. But if you break it down statistically, they do have one of the best defenses in the league. But, yeah, let's go through this. So, LeBron James, 51, 8, and 8. Their next best player, Kevin Love, just coming off concussion, mind you. 21 points, 13 rebounds, 1 assist. Not bad. I mean, that's not bad, honestly. But then their next top four, so we'll go through their starters and then their best off the bench. So, Tristan Thompson, 2 points, 5 rebounds, 0 assists. Personally, for me, that's garbage stats for a center on a team like the Cavs. Okay, Tristan Thompson starting should have at least put up double what he did. That's just personal opinion. Honestly, he should have put up 10 to 15 boards, and in my opinion, should have put up between 6 and 10 points. But that's neither here nor there. That's just my opinion on it. George Hill, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Okay, not bad for George Hill considering how he's played over the regular season and through the postseason. But I'd say that's probably about an average performance for how we've seen him playing. J.R. Smith, we'll get into his blunder later on in this video, but right now let's just look at the stats. 10 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Not terrible, but that's kind of what I would expect someone coming off the bench to do. Not exactly a starting shooting guard in my opinion, especially not from what we've seen from JR over the past couple of years. He's usually a much more efficient shooter than what he was. He usually puts up more points than that. The rebounds and assists, I'd say are about average for him, though. And then their best off the bench was Larry Nance Jr. 9 points, 11 rebounds, 0 assists. Honestly, not bad coming off the bench considering he only played 19 minutes. Everybody else played 20 plus. Tristan Thompson having the least amount out of the starters, only playing 20. So I guess when you take that into consideration, Tristan's stat line isn't too bad, but I still would have expected to see a little bit more. Now, as far as the Warriors stats go, Draymond Green, 13 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. Kevin Durant, 26 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Looney, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 0 assists. Steph Curry, 29 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists. Klay Thompson, 24 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. And Shaun Livingston off the bench, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when you have 5 players on your team, you have 5 players on your team that scored 10 points or more. Okay? Not bad. Compared to the other team where you had 3 players score 10 points or more. I mean, for me, just based off stats, you would have expected the Golden State Warriors to blow out the Cavs. But when you have LeBron James coming out putting up 51 points, you can't argue with that. You can't argue that he's a fantastic player. But you also can't argue the fact that he is absolutely carrying the Cavs on his back right now. I have mad respect for LeBron James, both as a person and a player. But, man, he is going to have one hell of a ride the rest of this series. Coming into the series, before the series started, I had the Warriors winning it in 5. After the performances last night, a lot of the Warrior players were kind of subpar in my opinion. They didn't really get going too hard until the 4th, and some not even until overtime. Just seemed like the Warriors were kind of sleeping the whole game. I think they were expecting to come in and just kind of walk through the Cavs. But LeBron James wasn't having any part of that. So now, the way I'm looking at it, if the Warriors keep playing how they played last night, I give it to the Warriors, but in 6. And that's only because you have to give some kind of respect to LeBron James. You can't just say that the Warriors are going to come in and sweep them. Granted, that is a possibility, but I don't see it happening. I see LeBron James coming in and fighting his hardest and clawing and scratching and winning 2 games. I do see that. Now, I may be wrong. It could be 5, it could be 4, but I'm giving it to the Warriors in 6. I see pretty much no chance this series going to a Game 7. I just don't see it. Now, let's kind of get into this. The end of the 4th, you've got George Hill up to the line shooting free throws. Cavs are down 106, 107. Couple of seconds left in the 4th. George Hill comes up, drops the first, ties the game at 107. Misses the second. Now, I would say that should be almost immediate. But considering the pressure he was probably under, I don't necessarily blame him for missing that. J.R. Smith came in, got the rebound. 3 seconds left. Should have put it up. Didn't. I don't know what he was thinking, what was going on, but he took it out to the 3-point line. LeBron James appeared like he was trying to get a timeout, didn't get it in time. Man, I don't know what JR was thinking. If he'd have got that rebound, put it up, they could have very easily won Game 1 of the series like that, and it would have changed a lot of people's views on how the rest of the series was going to go. Because statistically speaking, the team that wins game 1 wins the series. But we know how LeBron James is, and we know he likes to upset people. So who knows? Anything could happen at this point. Now, I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have known what was going through JR's head. I've been seeing memes and stuff about it all day. They've been hilarious. The best one I've seen is JR saying that he was looking for Kyrie. LeBron James being like, man, Kyrie's in Boston. Like, what were you doing? It's just kind of funny to me. But honestly, I think after that game, the Warriors are going to come into game 2. They're going to step it up. And honestly, I just don't see the Cavs competing. I see LeBron James putting up a similar stat line, if not better, possibly seeing a triple-double coming out of him game 2. I just don't think the rest of the team can hold up to the Warriors' depth. Because that starting 5 is insane. I mean, not even starting 5. Their starting 4 is ridiculous. You can put anybody else in it as a fifth player, which they did with this Looney kid. But you've got Draymond Green, who's arguably one of the best defenders as a forward in the league right now. Kevin Durant, arguably top 3 small forward in the league right now. Steph Curry, arguably the best point guard in the league right now. Klay Thompson, arguably one of the greatest shooting guards in the league right now. Everybody on this team can shoot the 3 ball. Everybody. Everybody did it last night. So, I mean, I don't know how you compete with that. I don't know how you stop that. There's going to be a lot of game planning going into game 2 from the Cavs. And a lot from the Warriors too, because the Cavs got off to a really hot start. And I think that the Warriors have to change the way they approach the game. They got to come in like it's a game 7, and they got to show out. I think the Warriors can definitely play better. I think there are certain players on the Cavs who can play better, but I don't think there's enough players on the Cavs who can play good enough to compete with the Warriors right now. That being said, who knows? I think it could turn out to be a great game, great series. There's going to be a lot of hostility coming. The end of the overtime, you've seen Steph Curry and LeBron kind of getting into it. Klay Thompson stepped in. Tristan Thompson stepped in. Then you get Sean Livingston and Tristan Thompson going at it, which then turns into Tristan Thompson slamming a ball into Draymond Green's face. Tristan Thompson got thrown out. Just a whole lot of drama. A really weird game 1. And I'm really excited to see how the rest of the series goes. So, drop some comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Give me your predictions. And, yeah, just let me know how's it going. And make sure you hit that like or dislike button and hit that subscribe button below. You guys have a good night.